I can finally talk about the Lakers again consistently. Congratulations again to Milwaukee Bucks for 2021 NBA Championship. But now we transition to the offseason and what the Lakers plan to do, and let me just make this very clear. Just around everything I'll be talking about today will be rumor based off speculation from agents and net players and leaks and whatnot. None of this is official information. The only official news and information we got about the Lakers regarding that offseason is that they extended that qualifying offer to Town Horton Tucker, which makes him a restricted free agent. So everything else is a rumor, speculation, and just leave it at that. The big names that have been floating around recently since the season has ended when it comes to, the NBA season as a whole is Westbrook and Chris Paul. Now when it comes to these two as a player, you would have to say Westbrook is a better overall player, but Chris Paul is a better fit. When it comes to me, why I would like them to get more shooting, because their shooting from three has been terrible. I believe they were the worst in the playoff teams when it came to their shooting from three and just open threes in general. Westbrook would not help that. He would be a nice addition when it comes to playmaking and helping LeBron, but I feel like teams would scheme against him, or force him to use his outside shot, which isn't good in the playoffs, and it could be a detriment, because that's what Lakers did against the Rockets last year. Chris Paul is a better fit because it would be great to pick a role with Anthony Davis with that excellent mid-range jumper, but he's old, and this is just me. I don't think the Lakers need to be relying on any more old guys not named LeBron, to be honest, because eventually LeBron is going to have a noticeable decline when it comes to his production. Now I don't think that is I don't think that will be happening within the next 2 years, but it will happen eventually. And I don't think you need to be relying on more old guys to help you win a championship. That's kind of where my issues with Kyle Lowry and Melo come in as well, because again, they're old one, and I don't think Melo is simply worth it. I don't. If you want someone that's streaky from three, you can just keep Kuzma, because Kuzma is at least better on defense. And Melo's a good rebounder, but yeah, I don't think the Lakers need another streaky three-point scorer, and that's just more based off his name now, not production. I think it would be better off keeping Kuz instead of trying to get Melo. So there's that. Another rumor is DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry them coming together. Now I heard that DeMar DeRozan would like to take a pay cut. Don't believe that's entirely true, but if he wants to do it to come to LA, that would be fine. The reason why I would like him over guys like Chris Paul, because he is younger, he's more athletic. His mid-range shot isn't as good as Chris Paul's, but you can still lean on it in the playoffs, as you've seen for these last couple of years. And I don't know why folks have an epiphany every time the playoffs come around when it comes to guys that can shoot the mid-range. I don't. Well, you had folks saying that Chris Middleton was the best player on the Milwaukee Bucks because he could shoot the mid-range. I don't know why they do this every year. I just don't get it. But mid-range shooters, they are valuable in the playoffs because they're going to try to take over the three and drive to the basket a lot more. So there is value there, and he has improved in his playmaking. Not a good three-point shooter, but I think he could work. Kimmel Walker, there's been a lot of criticism about Anthony Davis and his health, so I don't know why you would take one on Kimmel Walker. Undersized guard, he's going to get hunted defensively. Not into it. Not at all. Nope. Who else? Spencer Dinwiddie. Yeah, this guy was talking about how he wanted the max contract, so I guess he's just throwing stuff out there to to test his value on the market. I'm not entirely too sure. He would be a nice fit though. Even though his defense isn't great, you could use him. Can get his own shot, can score, can knock down threes. He'd be a good fit. Lonzo Ball is rumored as well, but he is a restricted free agent, so it depends on what other teams throw at him and whether or not the Pelicans are willing to match that. I'd like to see him reunite with LA, being that he has improved his jump shot. He's still a great defender, still a great playmaker. He's someone that LeBron, likes playing with, that he would trust. So he would be a good fit. but I don't think the money's gonna work out. And I didn't mention the money in the cap for all these other guys, but that's obvious. I don't think the money in the cap's gonna work out for the majority of these guys, because you're gonna deal with concessions of guys like Montrezl Harrell and Dennis Schroeder opted in, and then like having signing trades. Not entirely sure how that goes. And when it comes to players like Dennis Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell, do I want them on the team next year? Probably not. Probably not, because I don't think the Lakers need guys that are trying to get paydays. Well, that wouldn't be an issue actually if they had guys hunting for a payday and they played well, but they didn't. Montrezl Harrell didn't play well. Dennis Schroeder didn't play well. Andre Drummond didn't play well. So it's not that the fact that they're hunting for a payday and they want to play for the Lakers. It's that they're doing that and they're not playing well, and you got all this weird backlash, you know, after the season and whatnot. So, and when it comes to Dennis Schroeder specifically, he was on COVID protocols twice, and that just means he's not committed to winning or getting a payday. So, I definitely would not like to see him on the team next year. When it comes to other old guys like Marc Gasol and Wesley Matthews, again, they're old. Kind of worry about their body breaking down, how they're going to do in the playoffs. Because Chris Paul, except for Game 6, like he got progressively worse in that final series against the Bucks. And why that wouldn't be as big as a deal with him playing on the Lakers, because they'll be leaning a lot more on LeBron and Anthony Davis. It's still a bit concerning when it comes to age. And when it comes to like Marc Gasol and Wesley Matthews, they just didn't do their jobs well enough to, you know, warrant trying them out for another year with them being older. So I would rather them not being on the team, to be honest. But with the way it is, I believe that, you know, one of them at least, or 2 out of the 4 when it comes to Marc Gasol, Wesley Matthews, Drummond, and Schroeder, I believe 2 out of the 4 of them will be on the team next year. So, not entirely too sure about that. TJ McConnell will be a nice replacement. That's if, you know, you lose Alex Caruso in free agency. So, if Caruso gets signed by another team, like Cleveland, I think McConnell will be a solid replacement. When it comes to CJ McCollum, that's on whether or not the Portland Trailblazers want to blow it up, either next year or like throughout the season. I would like for them to pick up CJ McCollum, again, get his own shot, get knocked down threes. Not a good defender, but with the Lakers and them playing excellent team defense, they should be fine with them. They're not getting Damian Lillard at all. I don't think that's happening. I like to see it happen, but it shouldn't happen either for, you know, an Anthony Davis Damian Lillard trade. That is a very dumb trade. Both teams get worse. I'm not going to elaborate on that further because I already made a video dedicated to that. But if they're going to get Dame, it can't be for Anthony Davis. And yeah, it's really that simple. Any other names I mentioned? When it came to guys I like to see before the playoffs when they're fully started, I was looking at guys like Malcolm Brogdon, Duncan Robinson, and Gary Trent Jr. But when it comes to those 3 guys, I doubt the money is going to be able to work for them, because, you know, they're pretty good at their roles and they're going to get paid. So yeah, I don't see it for Malcolm Brogdon, Duncan Robinson, and Gary Trent Jr. because they would all be good fits, whether it's, you know, being able to create their own shot or being, you know, marksman from the 3-point line. But those are the 3 guys I was looking at earlier before the playoffs or during the playoffs. I doubt the Lakers get any of them, unfortunately. But the main news circling around right now is guys like DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Westbrook, and Chris Paul. I don't think Chris Paul comes to Lakers, you know, taking the minimum. Like, I think he'll elect to get paid by the Suns for another year or so. So I'm not entirely too sure. Like, I know that Chris Paul, LeBron, and Carmelo are cool, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. And let me just harp this again on Carmelo. Definitely do not want him on the team. Not at all. Reputation, age. Just don't see it. I don't see it as a good fit. I really don't. But I think that's just about it. You would hope guys like Andre Drummond, Marc Gasol, Wesley Matthews, Dennis Schroeder, we can even throw in Kyle Kuzma. You would hope those guys either get traded, they opt in for a sign and trade, or they just straight up retire. Wesley Matthews, Mark Gasol. But not entirely sure what they're gonna do for agency. I haven't been paying attention too much to the draft and players they could potentially draft, so I'm not gonna act like I'm well versed in that area at all, because I'm not. Yeah, so if they trade away the picks or they pick somebody, hopefully it's a good pick. I honestly do not know what they're going to do when it comes to the draft. I think that is it when it comes to these free agency rumors. We'll have to wait and see until everything officially begins, but the only official move currently is that Talen Horton-Tucker has received his qualifying offer from the Lakers and he's a restricted free agent. That's the only thing official right now. Other leaks have been Kyle Kuzma and Dennis Schroeder have feuded during the season, which is weird, probably over hair dye. That's not my joke, but I don't know what they're gonna do. They could go in the direction where they overturn the roster a lot and it works, or they keep the roster the same and it works. It's really based on LeBron and Anthony Davis's health. And when it comes to LeBron and Anthony Davis specifically, I will be doing my top 10 NBA players video, I believe, next couple of days. But yeah, LeBron's still in the top 5, AD's still in the top 10, and I'll have my other 8 players sprinkled in. But that's all I got for today. Lakers free agency. It's going to be a wild event, but I think it'll be rather chill on what they do. They may do a few subtle moves that help the team out, or they may try to make a splash. I honestly have no idea. I don't care either, as long as it's about winning and they keep Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So with that out the way, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay safe, and I'm out.